going on YouTube? It is Trev. All right, so by now, everyone has, I'm sure, heard the news that Zaradar, Tobias Anderson, and Edward Kim have formed this L1 development team. And actually, I guess they've actually been working on this for maybe a month or so now, and they've been doing some work behind the scenes. But an official kind of announcement maybe was made early morning for me. It might have been last night for some people, depending on what time zone you're in. But, very early in the morning for me, I believe Zaradar put out some sort of tweet and kind of clued everybody into it. But, the rumors kind of had been out there anyway through some conversations, I guess, that have been had. So, some things happened, and I'm not sure if it's because of this, but I want to show you actually something. So this is the chart, the 24-hour chart. Now, I can't say that this announcement of this team is what gave us this 4.5% boost over the last 24 hours. But if I were to guess, there's nothing else going on. Matter of fact, a lot of things are down, and we kind of went up. So time-wise, I don't know. This was about 3 o'clock in the morning for me, and I'm on the East Coast of the United States, right? So about 3 o'clock or so in the morning, which might have been somewhere around some tweets were put out by Zaradar, we saw this kind of jump. Now, 3 o'clock in the morning for me is 12 o'clock midnight for the West Coast of the United States. So, we saw this little bump, and did it have something to do with that? Not sure. But it came back down overnight in the early morning hours again for me and kind of consolidated a little bit. And then probably around 9:30, 9:40 in the morning, again for me, which would have been 6:30 in the morning on the West Coast, we saw this really big jump, okay? And, again, there were a bunch of tweets that were going on around this time as far as the fact that they've created this group. Now, this is a dream come true for me. These guys getting together and putting this team together to really work on LUNC, on the development of LUNC. What exactly the mission statement is going to be of this team, I'm not sure yet. That hasn't really been real spelled out or clarified for me. And I don't want to push them on it because I know that Ed is busy with some family stuff, and Zaradar also is kind of busy with doing some personal things. All these things are going to happen when they happen, and they're going to happen very soon. So we'll figure out exactly what's going on. But for me, I really hope that they take really some sort of leadership role, and not only with the L1 development, but actually with not dictating a path or saying the way LUNC is going to go, but guiding us down a path and giving us the suggestions from them as to what direction we should go in. Some sort of guidance, right? Is really what I'm hoping for out of this team again. But I don't know exactly what it's going to be. They haven't had their first meeting yet, so we'll figure that out. Now, it's the two of them, but they're also taking on some other developers. I think I read something about 4 developers, senior developers maybe, and some junior developers as well. Now, they've also announced that they are going to have an oversight committee, which I think is a really, really good idea for the community as a whole. Because the community really, I think, is maybe a little stressed right now after maybe trusting some people and trusting some things and feeling like their trust has maybe been betrayed a little bit. But, some of these groups that have been out there worked with a level of autonomy, So what these guys have decided to do is to implement this oversight committee for the community, okay, and to keep them accountable, to keep them on the path of community first. Now, there are three pillars, they call them, the three main things that they will be concerned with are community, development, obviously, and the validators. So the people that they've chosen to be on this committee, one for the development side of it, or the development pillar, is Strathcole. And you've probably heard his name, but if you have not heard his name, Strathcole is quite the developer in his own right. Very, very intelligent, knowledgeable guy. He is the one who is kind of partnered, I guess, if you will, with Happy Caddy Crypto on LUNC Penguins. And he's helped him out all along with everything that Happy's done. Strathcole's his guy, right? But Strathcole's worked with some other people and done some other things too. He's just the name that comes up when you'll hear almost as often as you'll hear Ed and Zaradar, you'll hear about Strathcole. He really has that kind of reputation. Good guy, right? So he'll be taking care of kind of watching things from a development point of view, right? What exactly he's going to be looking for, or what kind of input he has, that's going to be on him, right? As far as the validators go, let me take you over here for a second. They have chosen PFC, Purveyor of Fine Cosmos Chain, to be on this oversight committee representing the validators. Now, if you're not familiar with PFC, you can go to Terra Station or Rebel Station or whatever station you prefer. Go to the Terra Classic chain, right, on Terra Station. And you can go to Stake, and then you can just type in PFC, and this will pop up for you. They have an uptime of 99.97%. Their current commission rate is 5%, and they have a voting power of 0.71%. So they're a relatively small validator compared to some of the other guys. But what I've noticed is within this same box here, you can look at how they've voted on the different proposals that have come up, right? And I've noticed that often, in fact, they vote with what is best for the community, even over what really would have been best for them as validators. So was that, part of the criteria or part of the reasons that they were chosen? I don't know. You'll have to really talk to Ed and Zaradar about that as far as what, the connection or relationship is with these guys, if they've worked with them before or what they know about them, why they were chosen. Not sure why they chose anybody that they chose, which actually brings me to the final choice for the final seat on this committee that represents the community, and they chose yours truly, DJ Trev. There are a lot of people who they could have chosen who would have done a phenomenal job, I'm sure. What it is about my character or how I, conduct my channel or how I've conducted myself, whatever it is about me that they decided to choose me to be on this council, I couldn't tell you, but I'm flattered and I'm humbled by it. To have the opportunity, and listen, it's it's not a big deal. I mean, I'm not really doing anything. This council or this oversight committee, basically our function is going to be to sit in on the meeting, the sprint planning meeting that they're going to have every other week. To sit in and ask questions if we have questions, maybe to offer a little input from our particular perspectives. And that's kind of it, right? But it's an honor. It really is that they would have chosen me to do that. And I'm very thankful. And I can promise to everyone that I will do my absolute very best to represent the community and the community sentiment. Maybe one of the reasons they chose me is because they know that I'm kind of no nonsense. And I'm very, very community centric, very, very community first. Even some of these projects and some of these people who run the projects who I like, I'll call them out in a heartbeat. If I don't like something that they did, I'll tell them in a minute, right? Because I believe that that's how we grow. And it's not to, it's not to call somebody out, throw somebody under the bus, or to, to cause any kind of FUD or anything like that. It's because if there's an issue that would affect the community, I want to bring it out and I want to talk about it, and I want to say, you're not paying attention to this and you need to pay attention to this because that's not good for the community, right? And I don't care who it is. So maybe that's one of the reasons. I love these guys. I revere these guys. I am in awe of what they've accomplished for us. But if they start going down a path that doesn't look like it's necessarily best for the community, I'll let them know in a heartbeat, right? I have a feeling maybe that's one of the reasons that they chose me, because they know the community can trust that I'll take that stance, right? But I don't know. Again, you'll really have to ask them, right? So here's the thing. Everyone is very, very happy that this is, everyone that I've seen anyway so far, not everyone, I can't say everyone. Most people that I've seen so far are very happy that this is going down, right? There are some people who are like, about this and that. You're always going to have that, okay? But nothing is a done deal yet. Sometime after Christmas, and I would imagine pretty soon after Christmas, you're going to see a proposal from this L1 team, probably written by Edward Kim, and maybe him and Zardar together, whatever, right? You're going to see a proposal for funding for this, because they can't do the things that they want to do, this L1 development stuff, for free. Okay, let's be honest about it. Just can't do it, right? So what the funding is going to be, for how long, what the proposal is actually going to spell out, I'm not positive about that. We'll see that come. And if the community votes to fund this project, then we've got Ed and Zaradar working together in conjunction to get this thing on track, to move us down one path towards success, right? And like I said, I think everybody trusts these guys. If the community votes no, that they don't want to fund it, then it's dead in the water. Then we're left with, and I don't mean to put it like this, but we're left with what we have lately, right? And what we have lately isn't comfortable, right? In my opinion. So that's what we have to look forward to. I'm not telling anybody to vote any particular way. You have to vote your heart. But educate yourself on what's going on. Read up on the proposal. Ask questions if you have questions. Feel free to ask me questions. Reach out to any of these guys. Let's be clear on what exactly is being proposed. Let's be clear on what's going to happen with the funding, right? Let's be clear on all that stuff. And then vote your heart. Yes, no with veto, abstain, whatever it is that you want to do. But again, for people who think that this is already a done deal and we're just going to start moving, no, this is still up to the community. Everything is about the community. So, all right, I'm going to leave it at that. If you have any questions at all, leave those questions in the comment section. I will try to address them as best I can. Right now, until after Christmas, these guys are kind of going to be hard to reach. And really, I don't even want to bug them with anything. I want to give everybody time to spend with their families and do the holiday thing, right? If you could, for me, like the video. If you're not subscribed, because I had a lot of people subscribe, follow me on Twitter, who were not previously following me, because they saw this announcement and they saw my name up there. So they said, well, we got to probably find out who this guy is. Feel free to look through all of my videos, all of the interviews that I've done with all of the Terra, Terra Rebels, when they're not Terra Rebels, with all these guys. And you can figure out just from my videos who I am and what I represent. And if you would do me the honor of following me on YouTube as well, that would be great, because if this thing passes and goes through, I'm going to bring you as much information about what's going on as I can. I'll be transparent and honest with you, and let you make your own decisions on things, okay? All right, so that's going to be it for now. I'm trying to keep my things as short as possible, so I don't mean to cut anybody short, or to seem like I'm being short. I'm just trying to cut this down. So I will talk to you guys again soon. Everybody have a great Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, if whatever you celebrate, enjoy it. And I'll see you on the other side. All right.